Hello, this is Kev.
And Lil. We're discussing relationships in all of its forms and everything in between.
We've been together over 30 years. We've seen some things together and apart.
So if you want to laugh or need advice, come spend some time with Kev and Lil.
Have we met? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, we're back. We took a little vacay. I know it seems like we're taking a lot of vacays, but you know what? Life is tough, and we need to take some time off. But we are back. And funny enough, I ran into a friend of mine, or not even ran into him. We hung out for a few days, and he loved the episode with the why men were leaving women. But he actually questioned me and said, "Why aren't you doing an episode as far as why women are leaving good men?" Mm-hmm. This is a shout out to Cholo or Joel or however he wants to be called this week. So we're gonna tackle this, and I did a little research, not very much, I'll be honest, because I like to keep it fresh. And I found this article, and it's called 17 Possible Reasons Why Women Leave Men They Love and How to Cope. This was reviewed by a Maggie Martinez, a LCSW, and the author itself was Rachel Pace. This was published back or updated back in September of 2024, 27th of 2024. And I'm just going to read a little bit as far as the article, and then we're going to dive into each of the possible reasons. Marriage is considered a heavenly union between a man and woman. The two people promise to be with each other through thick and thin. But sometimes a partner may ask for divorce even after a seemingly successful marriage. Now, this partner can be anyone. However, here we will focus on the potential reasons why women leave men. So why do women leave men after being married? There can be different causes like emotional neglect, spouse, mental compatibility issues, and even other issues that can cause such breakups. Partners generally try their hardest to save a relationship or marriage. But if they do not get satisfaction in marriage or feel the marriage is beyond repair, they may leave. Here you can get a picture of why women leave men, even after loving them. What does this mean when a woman leaves a man? When a woman leaves a man, it can signify the end of their romantic relationship. When a woman decides to leave, she may have already tried to do everything possible to save the marriage. However, even with all that effort, she may have lost all hope about happiness. Some women may have issues related to emotional satisfaction. If they are not getting enough emotional support and compassion from their companion, it could be a common reason for leaving a relationship. It can mean that the woman has lost every hope for the relationship and wants to start afresh. They may even cut off all ties with you. Usually, women decide on emotional detachment after closely inspecting and calculating each possible outcome. There are also cases where women focus on their children or a career instead. The woman may have found that it is the right time to part ways to maintain her own emotional and personal well-being instead of wasting their energy on a failing relationship. When a woman leaves a man, how does he feel? Men who could have different perspectives and feelings of emotions on the topic. Why women leave any relationship. Husbands or partners might think that the demands of their female partners might be unrealistic and unjustified. Sometimes the men may become emotionally exhausted when their female partners decide to leave them. One of the primary reasons why women leave men could also be financial issues. Women could leave their present relationships to find more dependable men in better financial conditions. Men may also consider that their wives or girlfriends are doing too much nagging. They may not give any give any heed to the emotional needs of their women. In the end, the woman may leave when she feels unappreciated. So when a woman leaves a man, how he feels can vary widely depending on the individual and the circumstances of their relationship. Common emotions that a man might experience include sadness, confusion, anger, and regret. While some men may look for their mistakes to discover why their wife or girlfriend left them, others may not think twice and move on as they feel they have done nothing wrong. 17 potential reasons why women leave men. Before we discuss these reasons, it is vital to note that relationships are complex, and there can be various reasons why any individual, regardless of gender, may choose to end a relationship. When it comes to why women leave men and what causes a woman to leave her husband, here are some potential reasons, although it's important to remember that every situation is unique and multiple factors may contribute to a decision to end a relationship.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It
number
is.
one. Her man may have lost interest. The husband may have fallen in love with her in the past, but the spark is possibly gone now. The woman may have realized that her man does not love her the same way anymore. The husband might be investing his energy in different things and has taken the relationship for granted. Hence, the woman may feel emotionally neglected and dejected. She may end up leaving him for good. Growing out of love can be one of the main reasons why women leave men.
Okay. So we wanted to tackle this in a well, at least for me, I wanted to tackle this in a way just because, of course, I've got the male point of view, Lil's got the female point of view, and we've had a number of people that have unfortunately have broken up over the years. One of those being, the friend that brought this topic up. For his sake, my opinion on why she left.
Because she cray?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put that. Lil knows the guy, and for the most part, Lil will favor the women. Not all the time, but she will. She'll
This
favor.
time I will not.
No, not for this one. She won't.
She came to our home. We hung out with her several times, and
This was years
and it's
ago.
it's not like we didn't know her per se. She would be around, and we would be around them. But there were some things that were not okay. She did a lot of things, and I'm not taking his side because he's our friend. Because if he's wrong, I would say you wrong. But she did certain things that I was like, that's not normal. That's not right. She needs...
Something was off.
Yeah, she needed some psychological evaluation. But the number one, her man may have lost interest. As soon as I read this little paragraph here, number one, I thought about when husband and wife are together, they love each other, and then like they call it the honeymoon period is over. That could happen. But when I read this, first thing that came to my mind was after you have children,
Well, let's not jump the gun, just in case.
but this is what I'm saying. It's like
Okay.
it says the husband may have fallen in love with her in the past, but the spark is probably gone. The spark could have gone for multiple reasons.
Sure.
She probably doesn't feel sexy, or he doesn't make her feel sexy. Body changes constantly, or
Energy levels.
everything. It
All
could be
that.
a medical issue.
Yeah.
I personally think the 17 possible reasons, I think most of them can be fixed, or most of them can have been avoided if there was communication.
Right.
Because communication is key in a lot of relationships. So, number one,
I
her
think
man may
I think the
lost
have
interest.
lost interesting, and I've said this multiple times. I said, they're like you said, the honeymoon phase is over, and you've got to remind yourself why you got into it to begin with. And I use that word rededication. I don't know if I coined it or not, but I certainly used it plenty of times. And it's just one of those things where remind yourself why you're there. You lost interest, dude. Again, go find a hobby if it's such an issue.
Well, that's
because
that's one of the things
your
they
wife or your
said.
significant other is not a hobby. You know what I mean? That's part of your life. That's you're supposed to be one together. You know what I mean? Or together as one, more like.
Well, it says it there on one of the things that because like you said, you don't want me to jumping up the gun. I'm looking at see if I'm jumping up the
Okay,
gun
okay,
because
but you
when
don't
I
have.
read number one, I thought right away is when a woman has children, their bodies change, physically, chemically, uh, your mind also. All these hormones are racing. I mean, you have to have patience. You have to speak to your spouse. You have to communicate and see why are you off, like I remember when I had Xavier, my last child, mind you, it was 22 years ago. um Things changed, but we spoke, and I told him exactly how I felt. I told you exactly how I felt, and you need to communicate. Once again, I'm going to be repeating this over and over again from practically most of these, and it states something that he probably had gotten like hobbies or whatever, and he focused more on that. Like, oh, he started going golfing because he wasn't feeling it at home or whatever. He started focusing on other things. That's great. You should get a hobby, but don't focus solely on that hobby. You understand?
Yeah. All
Okay.
right, let's go next one.
Number two, allegation of cheating. The news of her husband's cheating can be a nightmare for a woman. As a woman with self-respect, no one may like to live with someone who has cheated on them. The woman might have done everything to make her man happy, yet he found love in someone else. Identifying, right? Yes. Infidelity.
Infidelity.
I can't see. Infidelity can be the main reason why wives leave their husbands. After all, she may feel neglected, betrayed, and even
Doubt
doubt their
their
worth.
worth. Um, you know, I've I haven't known very many women that cheated on their husbands. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've known a couple, but not too many. Um, but I guess it goes back to not giving them the attention that they strive for. I mean, yeah, some women are a little immature or whatever it is, and they didn't they decided to look somewhere else. And it goes both ways, of course, but we're not talking about the male point. We're talking about why the women are doing it to these men.
No, he cheated on her. That's the reason why she
Oh,
left him.
oh, excuse me, my bad. No,
Yes,
no,
you're
no.
bad.
I heard that wrong. Oh, well. Oh man, how am I going to come back from this one?
I don't know.
Well, I never cheated, so that's not an issue. But you, why would a man cheat on a woman? I mean, some guys, again, like I said, just like a woman, they can be very immature. They didn't take their vows seriously. They didn't take the relationship seriously. They just figured, oh well, I'll never
No,
get
she
caught.
doesn't make me happy.
Oh, that 80-20 thing I remember talking about at one point. The I know plenty of guys. Oh my gosh, I know a lot more guys that have cheated on their wives and or girlfriends than anybody else, than vice versa. And I remember them saying, "Well, I'm a man. I'm a sexual being." Sexual being? Get the hell out of here with that.
Whatever.
Dude, you gonna freaking shoot a load on my leg here? What are you talking about?
Kevin, don't
No,
be
I mean,
crass.
I'm sorry, but it's just like,
Yes,
stop
that's
it.
not an excuse, because women are sexual beings too, and mind you, like he said, some women do skip out and cheat on their husbands, but the majority, the men cheat on the women, and this is one of the reasons why a woman leaves their man. And I've known personally people, and I have had, not him obviously, but I have had people cheat on me, and yes, I did leave them, because if you weren't man enough to talk to me about our relationship and how you felt, you just skip out. So just keep on skipping, keep on walking. I'm sorry, but I would definitely allegation on
I mean,
cheating.
it's the trust. You've broken that trust.
Yeah.
It's hard for a woman to want to stick around for
Yeah.
that. Why
Yeah.
would they?
No.
And again, both ways. Why would a guy want to stick around for that?
And don't get me wrong, there are relationships that have
worked through
work
it.
through it, and it has worked, and good for them. That's wonderful.
I don't
But
know. That's
well,
tough.
we can't judge because we haven't been in that
Exactly,
relationship.
that's tough.
But there have been, I know personally, people that have been
I
cheated
got relatives.
on.
I
Yes,
got
and they've
relatives that got
stayed.
cheated
It's,
on.
it also could be a generational thing too. Like back in the day, they would stay with their unfaithful husbands, because I know practically my
I mean,
entire
like the
family.
mob with the gumas, whatever the hell. Get out of here with that.
But I don't know. In my opinion, you weren't man enough to talk about this. You ran off with someone else. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Next one.
Number 3, both have grown out of love. Growing out of love can be one of the modern causes of why do women leave men. Despite once being in love, the two might not feel any attraction anymore. The woman may have realized that the man he fell in love with his change into a different what? Oh, the man that she fell in love with has changed and into a different person. There is probably nothing left to move forward, and both need to part ways to lead a good life. In such cases, the woman may part ways amicably. The couple may even continue to co-parent and remain good friends after the breakup. That's wonderful.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. I saw that in another relative of mine, and I think they're co-parenting well, from what I understand. But yeah, it's a bit of it's rare.
happens.
I mean, and it's a shame. Maybe they weren't fully in it to begin with.
Well, people change. Maybe they fell in love when they were much younger, and you grow out of
Yes,
love.
but if they jump into a marriage too quickly, and shit happens, so to speak, and they don't know how to cope. They think that everything's sunshine and rainbows, and it's going to be like that forever. And when those valleys hit, after those peaks, they don't know how to react.
Yeah.
They don't know how to cope with those issues.
Well, like we say before, all relationships, you have to work at it. You have to work at it. It's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows, but some people just give up. They don't want to work at it anymore, and they're like, we're done. I don't feel the same way with you. And you know what? That's great. At least you spoke to your partner about it, and you broke up amicably, especially if there are children involved. That's wonderful. And good for them that they were adult enough to say this is not working and it's not going to work. So let's just go our different ways.
I got the next one.
Okay.
A codependent relationship. A codependent relationship can become toxic and stressful. The woman may become codependent, or the man can become too dependent on his wife. In these cases, the woman may feel emotionally drained and develop anxiety and stress.
Oh, wow.
Some women can end their long-term relationships if the codependence becomes unbearable.
That can happen.
Yeah. I think I saw that with one couple that was somewhat close to me. I didn't see it at first, but I definitely saw it afterwards. But yeah, so she, he was a little too literally dependent on her. And she didn't know how to react to it. Maybe she was too young for the relationship. There were kids involved. They're better parents apart, that's for sure. At least from what I could tell. And I'm hoping that their relationship at least somehow works out together. Just realizing, okay, maybe this isn't for both of us, but we've got to be there for the kids, sort of thing. And then they haven't been together for a number of years now.
Well, it's true. It is very stressful. It's very draining. I mean, you're a couple. You're 50-50. You give, he takes, you take, he gives. But you can't be giving and not getting anything back. It is a very exhausting. So you have to make sure that not only financially is 50-50, but emotionally, and let's just say something stupid like chores around the house. 50-50. Everything should be 50-50.
Yeah. You got the next one? I think this one.
Number 5, the husband is abusive. As per research, women in abusive relationships can have PTSD and anxiety. A man may abuse his partner physically, mentally, or psychologically. Such cases of domestic abusers often make a woman's life challenging. The woman may initially endure the abuse and try to correct the husband. Till now, abuse and domestic violence are common causes of why women leave men. Most women will not tolerate unnecessary abuses to lose their emotional sanity and wellness. She may have decided to live life without the negative impacts. This can be the time when a woman leaves a man she loves. I can't speak for most women because
You're not in that spot.
I was at one point, and it did take me a little while to realize that I was like, wait, I mean, it wasn't like, he wasn't
I
punching
know.
me because I'll fucking kick his ass. But anyway,
Oh,
it was an emotional, mental, it was just a lot of,
It was draining.
yeah. And I was like, wait, what? No, I don't need this. And especially if children involved, you get up and go, but not everybody can. Do please seek professional help and go about it the right way. We won't want it could get worse if you don't go about it the right way. If you understand what I'm trying to say, like the abuse, it can go really bad. So I really can't speak on this, but I definitely think that is a number one reason why to leave a man. If he's abusive, get out, book it. Book it. And there's plenty of help out there. There's a lot of organizations and friends, family, church. There's always somewhere to go. Don't feel like you're alone. But it's definitely a reason why to leave a man.
I couldn't even defend that. Why? And I mean, I wouldn't have any reason to. I've known of one or two instances where guys have gotten out of hand. Not that I would ever, but I can tell you I could understand why it happened with one of them. Not that it was right, I just know why it happened. And I understand why that person sort of snapped. They didn't hurt the person, or at least not, to the point that they anything too bad, but they tore the place apart. They, a lot of threats and a lot of that. But yeah, I have to agree. Try to find some help. Try to find some help because you're not in a relationship for that person to be a punching bag, physically and literally.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes it's not even physical. And you might not even notice. Being the man, you might not notice that you're abusing this person emotionally, mentally,
remember
verbally.
Remember Divorce with D? The guy that was a friend of mine. He verbally was, oh my gosh, the way he would speak to her. Remember, I was embarrassed by what he would say to her.
Yeah, but sometimes the man doesn't see it as an emotional abuse or verbal. And you need to, once again, communicate with this person. Listen, you did not make me feel right. I felt attacked. Or speak to the person. Or seek therapy, couples therapy.
Yeah.
It'll help you, because that person
channel that anger in a different way. All right, let me get the next one.
Number 6.
There are trust issues. Trust issues may also cause a woman to leave her man. Trust is the base of any successful relationship. When a woman cannot trust her man, it can affect everything in the relationship. The relationship can lose its spark, and there might be more fights. While a woman may develop trust issues if her husband has a history of cheating, other causes are also significant contributors to the erosion of trust in a relationship. These causes can include ongoing secrecy, emotional distance, betrayal in other forms, and unresolved conflicts that undermine the foundation of trust. Some women may develop trust issues due to their past experiences as well. Whatever the underlying reason is, trust issues can compel a woman to leave a relationship at any time.
And ladies, speaking as a woman, We all have trust issues. Let's talk about it. Especially if you had past relationships. I know he always complained about the fact that
I'm not saying anything.
he had to pay for my previous relationships and my trust issues due to those previous relationships. We have to work through that, ladies, and
Boy,
we need to we need to work through that. Not because past, Tom, Dick, and Harry in the past did something. That doesn't mean that your future person, the person you're with now, is the same way. So you really need to work on that, on the trust, because it also goes both ways. You got to trust him enough to let him do what he has to do to prove that he is trustworthy. Does that make sense?
not really.
Like, you got to give him leeway. You got to give him the space to prove to you that he can be trusted. Because if you're on him like white on mice and you have a tracking thing on his phone and you're always on him and you're not giving him breathing space, how is he going to prove to you that he's trustworthy? Right?
I got this next one because this one's fun. The in-laws are not supportive. In-laws can be the indirect cause of why women leave men, which is pretty funny because it should have been the other way around. A woman may feel suffocated and emotionally rejected if her in-laws are not supportive. Relatives of the groom may end up putting some unnecessary pressure on the wife. Sometimes the controlling parents of the husbands can cause a rift between a loving and happy couple. They may judge the woman in the smallest situation and have unnatural expectations for her. In the end, the woman may end up filing for divorce to maintain her emotional sanity. Oh, please, can you say your part in this?
I don't know what you expect me to
I
say.
didn't think there was anything
Well,
for you
yes,
to
there
say.
was, because you even stood
ahead.
up for me when we first started dating. At
Yeah.
first,
I
was
only had to
not
say
approved.
one thing, and that was it.
Exactly, but it's not like it's 100. It was 100%. Like, it was a-okay.
Okay.
But you put your foot down, and yes,
One time.
But let me say something. She was receptive. My mother, on the other hand, was not, and still to this day, I don't know. It's just, it depends on the family. It depends because even if you put your foot down and even if you like, I'm not going to have this, it's up to them to accept the
put my
partner
foot
or not.
down.
Yeah.
And I said, my mother asked me, this was a couple weeks into us dating. And my mother said, yeah, because Lil's, not that she looks it, she's 5 years older than me. She had a child prior to me. And my mother turned, and I was 23 at the time, and was like, can she not find anybody her age? And I turned to her and I said, Ma, this is the last time we will ever speak of this. Don't ever bring that up again. And guess what? Over 30 years later, she never
did.
brought it up again.
But if it
in
was
fact,
my
I think
mother-
she likes you more than she likes me.
I love my
Okay?
mother-in-law.
Because
But
she asks you to do stuff.
when
not
the
with me.
tables are turned, my mother's the total opposite. And I've told her multiple, and I still to this day, she just refuses to change. And she has put many a rift.
She is an awful, awful person.
She has put many a rift in our relationship. And I personally think she has turned everyone against my husband on my side of the family. Because he went to Puerto Rico one time for our family reunion. And I think it was our first and last, because I don't think we ever did
I never
one
wanted
after
to
that.
go again. No, you had another one. I just never did. I didn't go.
And for some reason, everybody was like treating him like he was garbage, and it was very unsettling. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized
we were married. Mm-hmm. We were married,
and I had just had my child. He was like a year and a
old.
half,
He was
or a year old. And I was like, what the hell? And then I realized afterwards, people were saying that it's because probably of what my mom said about you, and she put him down. And then people, as years progressed, people started realizing that my husband was nowhere near to what she said he was or how he was. But that is definitely a reason why a woman would leave a man, because the family is against her and she feels no support. So absolutely, yeah. Number 8, there is no intimacy between the couple. Intimacy both physical and emotional, keeps a relationship alive and going. For women, small gestures of intimacy can mean a lot. With time, the intimacy may dwindle. If one of the partners starts to reject intimacy, the other can suffer badly. A woman may leave a relationship if she does not get the desired intimacy from her husband. On the other hand, a woman may be forced to leave her beloved partner if he puts excessive pressure on her for more physical intimacy without giving her emotional intimacy.
Man, how do I go about this without naming names?
Just use...
I remember we have a friend. And I remember, oh man, this was rough. And she came and she was closer, she was your friend. But she was very open about everything. She spoke a little too much about everything. And I remember her coming to me, he goes, yeah, he's not doing it for me in the bedroom. And I was like, okay, I don't need to hear this. I don't want to know about what's going on in your private lives like that.
Yeah,
That's
I remember she wanted you to talk to him about it.
And she wanted me to talk to the guy. Yeah. And I was like, I'm already getting red in the face just thinking about it. And I was like, hell no. Are you kidding me? You know how demeaning that is for the woman to say it. Imagine from a guy outside of your relationship.
Yeah.
No, never. I will never do that. I will absolutely not do that. That is wrong.
They're still together, thank God. Once again, communication is key. Because all she needed to do was talk to him. And
that's what I told her.
Seek therapy and counseling, couples counseling.
She was a flip-flopper anyway.
And the church also helps with that too. They have counseling for couples and stuff like that. But sometimes they use it against the other person, because it also happened to someone else. She wanted out of the marriage, and she had plenty of reasons why she needed out, and he basically forced her to go to a church counseling, and the church took 100% his side, and they quoted the scripture on her, and they said, oh, that's the wife is supposed to be there for him, but they didn't want to hear her side of the story. So be careful. Do seek counsel, do seek support, but be careful also. Be wary.
Find someone that's not biased.
Mm-hmm. You have to go to someone that's unbiased. Absolutely.
All right, number 9, the differences are too much. One of the common causes of modern divorces can be the inconsolable differences. At a point in life, two people may share different life goals. While couples, especially women, sometimes adjust, it is not possible. The differences related to child planning, raising the children, and new job opportunities may cause a relationship to be damaged beyond repair. In such cases, the woman may find solace by seeking a divorce or breaking up. Irreconcilable differences. I think that's what, although it says inconsolable differences, I think that's a common phrase when it comes to divorce nowadays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember hearing this years ago about couples seeking therapy or I guess it's therapy, or counseling, from these churches, and it's prior to them getting married. And I guess now that I look back at it, it makes sense because there may be conversations you didn't have while you were together.
Exactly, like child bringing. They said the differences related to child planning, raising children. You should speak to your spouse or to your future spouse about this before entering into a relationship. How are you going to bring up the child? Is he going to be Christian? Is he going to be Buddhist? Is he going to be whatever? You need to speak to your significant other about these things before you go into a relationship, because there could be a difference or something that they're not going to give in, and then that's a make or break the relationship.
I remember when we got together, you had told me you were not going to have children again. Mm-hmm. I remember having that conversation. And I said to you, well, that's sort of a deal breaker for me. and you took it a certain way, and I said, no, I mean, you've already had a child, I get it, but I would like, I mean, not that I wouldn't raise yours as my own, but I would like one of my own, especially if you can still have children. And it took a couple of days.
I'm old?
No, honey, I'm saying just in general, women, maybe they can't have, some women can't have children after the first, but you could. You took a couple of days and you were like, all right, look, if we've got certain things situated, yes, we'll have a child. Now, of course, it happened years later, but at least that was there. And again, that was one of those conversations we had, because, there was a lot of conversations that we've had over the years. That's why we do a podcast. And, it's, again, it always goes back to communication. It's like, listen, stop. No one's here as a mind reader. If something's bothering you, if there's something that's what do you call it? A no-go or a deal breaker for you or whatever it is, then voice that. And voice that early on.
Yes.
Don't wait till 2-3 years down the road and you go, oh, you're not the one, or you didn't like this. Then why were you? And I hate using the phrase wasting time or wasting your time, because I don't feel like any relationship is a waste of time.
No, because it teaches you.
Right.
It teaches you what you don't want for the next one. So.
Exactly. So again, it's opening your mouth and realizing what you like in each other, what you're hoping for each other, to be together, and so forth.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this one. The number 10. The men are not ready to get married. Ooh, this one's big. For long-time couples who cohabit, this can be a common cause. For most women, marriage becomes a priority after a certain age limit. But in many cases, the man in the relationship may not be ready to get married and may seek some more time. In such cases, the woman waits and then becomes frustrated as her dream of a good and stable life might be devastated. This can also be a leading cause of why women leave men even after having a long-term relationship for years.
Yeah, because they wait and wait and wait and give their best years to this moron, and they decide, nope, don't want to get married.
I knew a guy, and he was with this woman for quite a long time, and I remember, people would throw that hint out there all the time, and he'd be like, shut up, I don't want to talk about that. And I thought that was such a cop-out. And they broke up. She got married right away, or whatever it was, after him. And when he met someone, he got married. And I was like, and his response to me was, yeah, she got married and she's already getting divorced. I'm like, yeah, what makes you think yours is going to be perfect? If you waited this long to get married, and I'm talking about, this guy was in his 50s. And I was just sitting there going, actually, no, I'm sorry. He just turned 50 probably when he got married. This is how long this guy waited. And I was like, this woman waited for you. She was love. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't a fan of hers, but for you, that's who you were with all those years. You just wanted to be a jerk and not give her that commitment because you wanted to prove, I could keep her as long as I want without having to do that. Yeah, well, I don't know if you got with the right girl or the girl you really wanted to get with.
Okay, number 11. The husband doesn't appreciate the efforts of the wife. As a wife, one may desire some appreciation for her efforts in the relationship. But some men can fail to notice this desire and take the relationship for granted. Hence, he may neglect her desire. In turn, the woman might feel alienated and seek separation to find emotional peace. Oh, you want me to comment?
I would like that.
Okay. He doesn't appreciate the wife's. Yeah, I mean, if you're taken for granted, yeah, you're going to get fed up and you're going to want to leave and, go to someone that does appreciate you.
Yeah, because again, that word again, rededication, there's certain things that you should be doing. Put a comb through that hair. You know what I'm saying? Put a little makeup on, or or at least give some effort. Show that you even care when he walks in the door.
No, but we're talking about him not appreciating her, not Why you keep on trying to turn shit around? What are you trying to say? I'm
trying
gonna
to say-
kick your ass.
I'm not trying to say anything.
No, it's saying that he doesn't show appreciation to, and he takes her for granted. Like maybe she does put on the lipstick and he doesn't realize. Maybe she did her hair a certain way and he doesn't realize. She keeps on putting into this relationship and it's only going one way. He's not appreciating her whatsoever. Do you want me to read it over?
No, I don't. I'm a little nervous now.
And also it says here, he may neglect her desire. Maybe she's a little frisky and he's not even turned on by her anymore.
Well, that's not a
so
problem.
why even try? So she'll just get up and go. I mean, a lot of these things I understand. It's not like I'm personally going through it right now, but I understand why women leave men sometimes.
I'll get
Number
this one.
12?
I'll do this one. Number 12, the woman feels too pressured in a relationship. Despite moving forward, society remains gender discriminative. A woman might be forced to leave her career and dreams to become a good partner. On top of that, the demand for becoming an ideal wife can become extreme in many situations. In such cases, the women may seek divorce to retain their emotional well-being. You know what's funny? That gender discriminative doesn't actually fit in this building. I mean, of course, I'm working. Still searching for a new job. But our son and daughter-in-law, she's the one that works. He's the one that takes care of the kids.
Stay-at-home dad. He's a great dad.
And it's worked for them. I didn't know. My personal opinion, I did not think it was going to work. Was I old-fashioned in thinking that? A little bit. I'm not going to say I'm not. But yeah, there's certain things that the woman or anybody in a relationship, they feel like they're going out in every day and they're putting this effort into the workforce and bringing home the bacon, so to speak. And it's not as appreciative, or it's not. And it's not appreciative that they're going out, or let alone that the other person is staying home and having to take care of the kids and be the caregiver. And
from what I see here, it's because that person is pressured into doing that. It's not like they chose it. It's like, oh, that's what you're supposed to be. I'm not saying it's normal, but let's say like, oh, you're supposed to stay at home with the kids while me, the husband, goes to work. And the woman is pressured into doing so, and she didn't want to do that. Why can't I go to work and you stay home and take care of the kids? So this is why she leaves, because she feels pressured in that relationship, and that she has to change and she has to do the societal norms and stay home and barefoot and pregnant.
And this goes back to the previous topic. Whereas, why didn't you discuss this beforehand? Mm-hmm. What if the wife didn't want to stay home, or what if the wife didn't want even children right away? And what was the decision on that to begin with?
And guys,
nowadays things change.
Nowadays, most relationships, it's a two household income. Nowadays, I mean, unless you make a 6+ or household. 2-income household, because nowadays it's just too expensive to be a stay-at-home wife. I would love to, and I did. For my second child, I did, and I appreciate the fact that I was able to do that. But nowadays, it has to be, most of the time, has to be a 2-income household. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, whatever, and be pressured into that role, especially when you need that second income in order to live comfortably.
All right, I got this one. Number 13, the man is too controlling. No woman may love a controlling man. It can become fatal if the man tries to control each aspect of the relationship. Sometimes men may force their wives or partners to mold distinctly while in the relationship. That extreme control may cause the woman to become emotionally distant and stressed. She may break off the relationship or marriage if the partner is too controlling.
It goes both ways, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, you see it more with guys trying to control things. I guess it goes back to those old instincts or those old ways of thinking that, no, I'm man. You do what I say. Um, but
Nope.
yeah, it's not a good look. It's one of those things where you take a step back and say, hey, that person needs to be their own person, and they need to learn how to deal with things and deal with you in their own way, and controlling the way they dress, the way they walk, the talk, eat. That's something that no one wants to be in that situation.
It's funny because we say, the man is too controlling, but a woman can also leave if the man has no control. Like she could walk all over him. Some women don't like that, and some women leave the man because he's not.
Well, then that goes into the infidelity thing a lot of times
No,
too.
no, I'm talking about like she can walk all over him. She could do whatever the hell she wants. And she probably says, I don't, pardon me.
You didn't silence that? Are you kidding me?
Pardon me. She left because she's like, oh, he's a wuss. He doesn't stand up for me or doesn't stick up for me. She basically could do whatever she want with him, and he doesn't stand up for himself. Some women leave that because he's a wuss or he's a pushover. So it could go both ways.
Okay. Let's go 14.
Long distance relationship. In some cases, long distance relationships can cause divorce and breakup. If the man spends too much time away from the home and does not show care while being away, it can leave a woman. Damn it, where was I? Does not show care while being away. It can lead a woman leaving the man. The emotional strain of being away without support from a partner can lead the woman to live alone.
All right. You need to silence
Trying
that.
to silence this. I don't know if
All
it's
right.
working.
I've known of one or two persons that have had long distance relationships. In the long run, I didn't see it working. I remember a brother of one of my brothers lived in Virginia, and his girlfriend lived here in New York, and she would visit every other weekend or whatever it was. She would go down there and vice versa, but it just seemed cold. It almost seemed like a process. It wasn't a relationship any longer. It was one of those things like, well, I'm with him, so let me go down there. And maybe she didn't think like that, but it certainly looked that way. Uh, and it just didn't feel right. It felt for me being, and I was a kid at the time. I was a teenager, I was a young teenager at that, and I didn't see it. I thought, wow, this is a lot of work.
It's not. It's not like it can't work. You can make it work.
No, you can certainly
But
try
more
to
than
make
likely,
it work.
yeah, it won't. It won't pan out.
And did she leave him? Well, she left him for other reasons in the long run, but it just seemed like they weren't connecting. Again, I could be totally wrong, but that's me looking from the outside in.
Or maybe the relationship started off that they were together, and then due to work or something else, they wound up being a long distance relationship, and it didn't work in the long run. So it depends. It could work if you make it work, but you got to work hard at it because long distance is
Tough.
tough. Yeah. Career differences. Career differences may be a reason why women leave the men they love. Ambitious women who want to pursue a career besides a successful marriage can divorce their husbands. Such women can be successful mothers and good wives, but the damage might be inevitable. Sometimes men feel uneasy around a more successful partner. Such husbands may hurt their mate's ego and
Male ego.
their male ego and end up damaging the relationship. This is typically a red flag when a woman leaves a man. The woman may leave this marriage to ensure he is happy.
She is happy.
She is happy and emotionally.
She is happy emotionally.
She is happy emotionally. Sorry. Can't see.
In many cases, the woman might compromise her career to fulfill her wifely duties. A modern woman may not budge down and leave the relationship altogether. Yeah, the those things where I see that a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not around celebrities like that, but I've seen that with certain celebrity couples. I notice where one is huge at some point, and as time goes on, the the partner becomes just as big, if not bigger, in the business, and I think that's an ego thing. Where the the original person is like, well, forget this. I got with this person because they were into me and I needed my time to do my work. And now that they've got their own work, they're not paying any attention to me, and they're too big for me now. And they've dwarfed my my star, so to speak. I say that all the time. I'm like, oh, that guy's getting big. I could see that not working together. I remember seeing that with what's his name, the oh my gosh, Chris Pratt, with his first marriage to that girl, that she was a comedic actress. She was in the show Mom.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I was like, oh, he's getting big. I don't think that relationship's gonna work out. And sure enough, he got too big for the relationship.
It doesn't have to be that way. Also, it could be like work wise. Like,
Well, yeah,
that
maybe
happened
that's
to
true.
us. Remember when I used to work for Mark?
Yes,
I was getting paid very well, and
got paid okay.
at that time I was very good. I was making a lot of money. It was demanding. It was a demanding job. And I remember it was affecting our relationship because we had to do a lot of networking. It's entertainment. In the entertainment business, there's a lot of networking. Mind you, I didn't go to all the events because I was married or going to be married, and I had a son, my child, and I tried to opt out as many as I could, but sometimes I couldn't opt out, and that was affecting our relationship. Then when we got married and I got pregnant with my son, then I decided, what's a lot. It was a lot of stress in our relationship, and I went on maternity leave, and even if I wanted to come back, I couldn't get back because
Well, they closed the office.
they closed the office.
All right, next one. Number 16, communication breakdown. Effective communication is vital in any relationship. If a woman feels that her partner consistently fails to communicate or listen to her needs and concerns, it can lead to frustration and emotional disconnection. Over time, this communication breakdown can erode the relationship's foundation, making her more likely to consider leaving. I, yeah, I mean, we've been saying that throughout the whole thing. The communication, communication, communication. It's maybe you started off that way. Maybe, that you felt like you were voicing your concerns throughout. Maybe the wife feels like, oh my God, he's just complaining all the time now. I remember when I would say something, you would say that to me. Well, if you don't like it, you can leave. You used to say that all the time.
There's the door, then let the Lord.
And it's not cute, and it's very demeaning, and it's very, because it also feels like, okay, so you don't care enough about this that you'll just throw your hands up at any little thing I say. Or better yet, it was your cop out
Gaslighting.
for actually taking care of things and actually working through stuff. I mean, I might have been immature in certain things, but man, you had a lot of work to do too. You had a lot of work to do. And even to this day, I try to tell you stuff and you're looking at me like,
No.
you don't like it. I'm like, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, because it goes both ways, honey. It goes both
But
ways.
I don't throw my hands up and say, that's it, I'm done.
No, you just
do that.
No, you just don't do anything, or you revert back to what you were doing that annoyed me to begin with and not work at it. So it goes both ways. It really does. Communication is key, guys. It is. And when I say we're not perfect, because as you can see, we disagree a lot, but we're willing to work at it. We're really willing to communicate.
All right, I'm going to read the last one because this one's interesting, especially for us. Financial disagreements. Disagreements over money can be a significant source of conflict in relationships. If a woman and her partner have fundamentally different financial priorities, spending habits, or financial goals, it can create tension and stress. These financial disagreements can escalate to the point where the woman may feel that her financial well-being or future stability is at risk, leading her to contemplate leaving the relationship. We weren't married when this was an issue for us. This was before. This was early on. And it was a couple of years in. We were constantly arguing over money. I was spending a lot, and then blaming you that I was spending a lot. And again, it comes down to those conversations that you need to have early on. Okay, what are you looking to spend money on? What are you looking to save money for? What is our goal with money? Is it for retirement? Is it for vacation? Is it for children? Is it for, I don't know, whatever, a new coffee maker? I don't know, whatever it is. The whole point is when do you have those conversations, or better yet, why aren't you having them?
And compromising.
Yeah.
For instance, I mean, that was in the past. Yes, we did argue a lot about money. But right now, we argue about money, but for a different reason. Like, we have the money, but I'm afraid to spend it because I'm afraid, like, oh, what if situation? Like that little nest egg that I need to keep my
sanity.
Like, okay, at least we have that. And I have to learn how to I had to learn how to compromise, because I know he was under a lot of stress due to work and due to family things and stuff that was happening in our life in general. And I knew that his way to de-stress, and it was to go away. So I had to compromise. I'm like, okay, let's not go crazy and go somewhere far, and that's going to cost us an arm and a leg. Let's still go on vacation, but let's do something that's not so extravagant. However, I am also learning that sometimes you do need the extravagance. So we're actually talking about doing that in the future. That's why we keep on saying we're on vacation, because we do staycations, or we do stuff near that is economic, shall I say. So we still do argue about that. It wasn't only in the past. We still do.
Yeah, because she doesn't realize how stressed out I get. And I try to tell her, like, you may be okay, but I'm not. I need to get away. And you're, oh, but what about it? It's still going to be there whether we leave or not. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be away for weeks and weeks. I'm talking about a few days. Let's just go and, decompress a little bit here. And,
compromise.
Again, like you said, it was compromising, and it's discussing why and what you're working toward. And I think the whole point of this thing was, just because you think things are rosy and everything's great at the moment, maybe it's feeling like that for one of you two.
Yeah.
And maybe the other person is feeling certain things that maybe you're not catching the social cues.
Yeah.
Or they're maybe even saying it flat out, and you're just not paying attention.
Because sometimes that happens, like, oh, it was out of the blue. And I'm like, things like that don't happen out of the blue.
No. And if they do, then you have other issues there. Then there were other things that maybe you weren't, that the other person is keeping things from you. And again, all communication, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, listening. We've reached a couple of new countries, I noticed. New Zealand and South Africa, and Canada popped up again, which was nice.
Love our neighbors up north.
We're hoping a few more states chime in. We've got about 30, just over 30 states now. We just returned from Delaware, so hopefully someone in Delaware picks up. But yeah, so, just, again, communication is key.